Hi, welcome to another episode of Mr. Marty. Well, in a lot of my videos, you've noticed I'm very positive and I take a kind of a positive look on life. And today I want to talk about something that's not exactly positive, but I do want to say at the outset that I'm not out to condemn. I'm not out to disparage or whatnot. But I want to raise some serious questions about. That's something that I find very disturbing with this. Well, not just the comedian Jimmy Kimmel and these disgusting videos that he makes with kids, but cruelty to children overall. I want to talk about that. So Mr. Marty is kind of behind the times when it comes to technology and whatever, and I have some peculiarities. I don't watch TV, so there are many people, many television shows, many celebrities that I have no idea who they are. And so I recently found out there's a comedian named Jimmy Kimmel. Never heard of this guy, never seen his program. I have no idea who this guy is. But I was looking at videos, how I got connected to his videos. I was looking at I was on a YouTube, and I was looking at videos, talking about empathy in kids, and some of them were Janet Lansbury videos, and I was intrigued with this, empathy in babies and toddlers. And so there was this other video that I thought was empathy in kids, and I clicked onto it, and it was a video where parents had this baby girl, and they had a doll, and they were giving the doll to the baby and then snatching it away, and the baby started crying, and the parents were laughing. The parents just thought this was funny, they're just ha 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 ha, and it was, and I was watching, and I'm like, man, this is pretty sick stuff. I mean, they're basically making this baby girl cry for their own amusement. And as disturbing as that was, where it was a video made by a mom and dad, and they put it up on YouTube, that video actually had a link which took me to Jimmy Kimmel and these disgusting videos that he makes, where I don't know if you've seen them, but you can go on YouTube and watch these. They're absolutely despicable. But he tells his audience, parents of small children, hey, tell your kids that you ate all of their Halloween candy and there's no more for them, and then film their reactions. And so they do, and I guess this is like some kind of thing he's been doing for years, and I guess it's a contest or whatever, an annual, and I guess people look forward to it, and it's crazy to me. I was just like, are you kidding me? There's videos where people derive enjoyment from watching small children cry. It's the craziest thing. So as I'm watching, and I'm like, and they're all disgusting, and they all follow like the same pattern where they start, the camera turns on, they're filming the kids, and the kids are doing some activity. Hey, we gotta tell you something. Hey, there's no more Halloween candy. Mom and Dad, we ate all of your Halloween candy, and the kid is just so shocked that his parents would do this. The people who love him, the people who brought him into this world, that they would do this to him or her, and then all of a sudden when the kids, because the parents are doing their best to convince them that they have indeed eaten their Halloween candy. And when the kids realize this, they lose it. They just start sobbing these tears of sorrow, because the kids were looking forward to eating the Halloween candy that they had collected on Halloween. And the parents, and you can watch these videos, the parents are just waiting, and not just the parent, but the people watching the video are just waiting for these kids to start crying. And once they start crying, the audience is just, ha ha ha, oh, that's just the funniest thing, and everyone's rolling on the ground laughing. Well, not everybody. Not everybody. There's a handful of people like me. When I started doing research on this, I found a Facebook page. It has 20 likes. 20 likes. Where 20 individuals, and I guess I went on there and hit the like button. I guess now it's 21. But only 20 people went on this Facebook page to stop Jimmy Kimmel or protest Jimmy Kimmel's Halloween candy, making kids cry videos. That's it. That's it. That's not a peep of protest. No one, I mean, look, I'm making this video right now, and I'm kind of worked up about this because I think this it's just wrong. I'm not saying Jimmy Kimmel's evil. I'm not saying the parents are evil. I'm not saying people who watch these videos or derive enjoyment from them. I'm not saying they're evil, but I'm saying this is wrong. It's wrong, okay, to make children cry for your own amusement. And the fact that this is accepted and becomes some kind of tradition on his show or whatever. I mean, this is sick. Let's just call this out for what this is. This is sick. This is adults deriving enjoyment from watching children suffer. Now, the apologists for this, the people who are in the majority, because I think I'm in the minority. I went online, folks, and I found a few psychologists. I found a few people. I think maybe Janet Lansbury's kind of not mentioned Jimmy Kimmel by name. It kind of maybe in passing made references to people who derive enjoyment from watching toddlers and small children cry. But there's not a peep of protest. I mean, Oprah hasn't come out and said, "Hey, it's wrong to do this. This guy should stop making these videos, stop putting them on television, and say to people, don't make kids cry for your own enjoyment." But there's just nothing. I seem to be the minority in this situation. I wanted to read what I think is probably a typical response of what some of these people who enjoy this say. This is what one guy said in justifying and apologizing for these videos, this Jimmy Kimmel show and these videos. He said, quote, I think practical jokes here and there bring levity to the world. Jimmy Kimmel, remember, he is a comedian who makes people laugh, did not tell the parents to throw away the candy. It's just some harmless fun. And then he talks about people like me, people who object to this. And this is telling. He says, but really, if some of the respondents, meaning me, who went on, I guess, this webpage and protested, if some of the respondents are going to get on this holier-than-thou pedestal and claim that children are too precious to be dishonest with them, then they should just do away with the fabricated story of Santa Claus and the reindeer. Okay, let's talk about that. At first, apples and oranges. Telling children about Santa Claus, Christmas, the Easter Bunny. Sorry, this brings joy to their lives, okay? And yes, it is a fabrication, but it's a fabrication that brings about good. And there's nothing wrong with fantasy. There's nothing wrong with pretense and play. And children get that, even after they find out there's no Santa Claus or Easter Bunny. They get that. Because they're into pretend and play, and it's all part of learning and growing up. But to compare the Christmas story, to purposely telling children, oh, I ate all your Halloween candy and now you got to do without, and then filming them as they wail and cry these tears of sorrow. They can't believe that the people who love them have just eaten all of their Halloween candy in the most selfish, despicable act you can think of. Yes, both are fabrications. But one fabrication, the Christmas story, leads to good things. The other just leads to kids crying and sobbing, and then the parents or the audience is just yucking it up and, oh wow, this is so funny and whatever. No, it's not funny. It's not funny. And if you're on the other side of this and you're like this guy I just quoted, and you're a big Jimmy Kimmel fan, and you're like, hey, Mr. Marty, you're just some old geezer, what do you know? We're the hipsters, we're into that, being the hip, Well, I'm here to tell you, yeah, I'm an old geezer, but I'm an old geezer who has like some weird ideas, and some of those weird ideas are, you should not make children cry for your own amusement. And I'm almost tempted to kind of compare it to gladiatorial games back in ancient Rome. And I know people will, that's outrageous. You can't compare this to the gladiatorial arena 2,000 years ago. But let's think about this for a moment. In ancient Rome, people went to watch people hack each other to death in the arena for their own amusement. It was brutal. It was savage. And people loved it. People loved it. Look at the ancient Colosseum that stands in Rome today. I mean, I forget how many people it held. It's huge. The structure was massive. And they had games throughout the week where Romans were coming and deriving enjoyment from watching death and suffering. And yes, that's not exactly the same as tricking children and telling them a fabricated story about eating their Halloween candy. Yes, that's not the same, and I am engaging in perhaps some hyperbole here, but it's instructive that in both cases you have human beings that are deriving enjoyment from the suffering of others. And you can say, well, the kids weren't really suffering. They didn't really eat their Halloween candy. They just told them that they ate their Halloween candy. Yeah, that's true. But the kids believed it. And they believed it because the adults in their lives that, are there to care for them, those adults lied to them, tricked to them in order to produce this suffering in them, this crying in them, this distress. Film it, okay, put it on the Jimmy Kimmel show in YouTube, and then just have adults, laughing and giggling and having a good old time while these kids are heartbroken. And it doesn't make it right that, afterwards you say, oh, well, it was just a joke. I just wanted to do this for the Jimmy Kimmel show and whatever. Folks, it's wrong. It's wrong. I'm not gonna judge anyone. I'm not gonna condemn, the people who are involved in this. But the act itself, making children cry for your own amusement, is despicable, and it's wrong. And it's wrong. Okay, maybe you're just misguided. Maybe you're ignorant. I mean, I don't. Maybe you've got some kind of unresolved psychological, emotional issues. I mean, I don't really know what's behind this. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't think it's cool to make kids suffer. I didn't like crying as a kid. I didn't like being tricked. I didn't like adults, benefiting from my suffering. So I'm sorry. I'm here to say it's wrong. And I apologize that this is not exactly positive. Let's try to close this, maybe put it a positive spin. So here's the positive spin. Let's get rid of Jimmy Kimmel. Let's get rid of this show. Let's get rid of these videos. Let's have people who have, whose opinions count in this country, famous people. So let's have them come out and condemn this for what it is. Cruelty to children. Where's Oprah on this topic? Where are some of the actors and actresses that join these causes and whatever? Where are they on this topic? Where's the politicians on this topic? Where are the presidential candidates? Where's Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump on this topic? Hey, if you're a reporter out there watching this, and you get a chance to ask them a question, where are they on this topic? Do they approve of these videos? Do they think Jimmy Kimmel is a great guy for doing this? Do they think this is just harmless fun? Let's get them on record and ask them what are their views on this? Because I'd really like to know. Inquiring minds want to know. So, Mr. Marty's going to close this video out. Sorry, a little bit on the negative side, but I'm a little worked up about this. I need to talk about it, and so it needs to be talked about because this is wrong. It's wrong. So I'm now descending from the soapbox. I'm going to get back and get out there and write some parking tickets, and hopefully I'm going to write some parking tickets to people who've made those kind of videos, and I'd like to write tickets for that. Not for their time. But anyways, hey, listen, folks, try to go out there and have a great day, and let's make a positive change. Let's see if we can get rid of these videos. Let's see if we can get Mr. Kimmel off the air and back working at the car wash where he needs to be working. He needs to be washing cars. He doesn't need to be putting this kind of stuff on television. So anyways, go out there and have a great day. Another episode of Mr. Marty. Be the positive change that you want to see in other people, and start by not being cruel to children. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great day.